Hi, I'm Keegan, and this is A Bunch of Gamers. This is our in-between third episode on where Mark Guides-the-Fallen has been. Just a quick heads up, there might be a slight trigger warning for heavy themes of abuse and mental distress. I'm gonna go off and we'll start, Mark. You're moving through the Umbra. You've been moving for, you're not sure, a couple hours, a couple days. It's very unclear as the twilight roads of the Umbra branch off as you seem to walk through daylight, through night, across mountains, over oceans, until finally the paths start to slow down. And you find yourself in what can only be described as in a beautiful forest. The forest resonates with familiarity, though you've never seen it quite before. The trees are tall, and the leaves broad. There are an endless stream of shadows, as Helios hides behind the clouds, as always, in the daytime Umbra. Though Little Bear seems slightly on edge.
I'll keep my pace, kind of slow it down a little bit, and I'll turn my head down to Little Bear and I'll ask him, what's wrong, little one? You seem on edge.
As I should. Don't you see it? You have to look beyond the obvious.
Okay. Could I make a perception enigma roll?
It will be perception occult.
Ah, okay.
Difficulty 7, please.
No problem. 2.
It seems like a normal tree at first, but the further you look, you notice the small, metallic-like spiders on it. The threads that make up the leaves and the bark. This is a weaver's nest. It's weavers masquerading as the wild in some ways. Though these are definitely tree spirits. The tree spirits have been warped and tainted, becoming more and more like the she spider.
I see it now. Should we travel through? Or perhaps maybe we can find another way.
As geometric shapes begin to form all around you, roaring out almost, as well as great spiders. There is at least 7 or 8 weaver spirits here.
I will switch to Krynos form.
Alright, you switch to Krynos form as they start moving closer. As Little Bear's like, we should flee this place.
I'll pick up Little Bear, and I will do as fast as a bipedal Krynos can run.
Which is pretty fast, as it turns
Awesome.
out. You start running. The landscape shifts more and more around you as you see the earth spirits twisting, the threads wrapping around them before they start to turn to black with streaks of yellow upon them. And still you run as the towers grow all around you, as you find yourself in a spider's nest. And there's even more weaver spirits all around as you hear the metallic screams and the words repeating, disorder, disorder, end the disorder. As you see the geometric shape-like things starting to form all around. There's so many of them as Little Bear starts to wiggle in your arms and tries to get out of your hands.
Is there a reflective surface nearby?
There seems to be one as Little Bear drops down as he grows in size. He's almost as big as you in Krynos now.
Oh.
As you see flames, and he just looks at you and goes, run! Get away from here!
Okay. I'm gonna switch to Hamid form, and I'm gonna run into the reflection.
Okay. Before you do that, you see the spirits wrapping around Little Bear as you hear him scream out, and you see the threads wrapping around him as his body is partially merging with the cocoon all around. In his last death throes, he flings out a bit of strength as his energy bursts out, and you may now make a Gnosis roll. Difficulty 5, you gain 1 automatic success.
Okay, so I already got 1. Alright, so just a Gnosis?
Just Gnosis to step sideways.
Alright, and difficulty 5. 1 success.
You have to stand there for 5 minutes focusing.
Ooh.
would you like to spend a point of rage to stay in Krynos form in case they get a chance to hit you? Because they will. They'll get to hit you, and you will not be able to use you won't be able to soak in Hamid because it'll be lethal.
True. Yeah, I'm gonna spend a rage.
Okay, one is gonna be able to get an attack off on you before you get out.
Okay, so.
But you can't dodge because you're too busy focusing on the mirror.
I just gotta take the hit. Okay.
Yep. But you do get to roll soak.
Yes. All right, and soak is
just Krynos. Yep, just stamina.
Just stamina. Krynos stamina. All right. Difficulty
6.
6.
Yep.
2 successes.
You're able to soak, and just in time, you're pulled through, and you slam down onto the ground in full Krynos. It's when you see around you several people stop. There are over 10 people here, all carrying weapons. There's something odd about them. To try and discern it, you'll need to make a perception empathy difficulty 6.
Let's see, right? 1.
The delirium is not affecting them.
Their weapons are pointing at me, I imagine.
They are now. You get to roll initiative.
Okay.
Single D10, which is roll a single D10 plus your dexterity plus your wits added together.
Plus dexterity plus wits. 12.
So I'm going to say 5 get to go before you.
Okay.
You are able to dodge, however. So 5 are going to shoot at you. What would you like to declare your action to be?
I would like to cast Jam Weapon.
Okay, that can jam one weapon at a time, I believe.
If I remember correctly from a previous encounter, it was anything that was in the range of my howl.
Okay, let's double check.
Please do, definitely.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get that page number for you.
Sure. So you roll your willpower against the difficulty of the highest willpower of any of the armed individuals within earshot. Okay, for each success, all manufactured weapons do not function for 1 turn, but you do have to spend a point of gnosis to use it.
Nope, no problem. I do gain a range for entering combat.
Yep.
And then I'll lose a gnosis for casting Jam Weapon, which, for visual sake, it will be kind of... So when I came out of the reflection, did I tumble and am I on the ground, or did I kind of jump out onto my legs?
You're on all 4s.
Okay, I'm on all 4s. Yeah, I noticed the delirium wasn't taking effect. They're all pointing guns at me now. Yeah. So for visual sake, I'm just gonna howl at them pretty much.
Okay.
And that's the casting form of Jam Weapon.
Okay, cool. Now we get to roll the first 5. The other 5 are going to just simply unload on you. You know,
okay.
as is tradition.
Yes, as is tradition. Part of me says these are Pentax people.
So the first one hits. Mark, you start to feel woozy. You will have a -1 for cumulative -1 penalty for 4 turns to your dexterity and wits rolls.
Okay, so I'll just mark those off. All right.
Next one shoots at you. Same. So now it's a -2. Tell me when your dexterity or wits reaches 0.
Okay. Still going.
Yep.
And it's a hit. I lose dexterity.
You feel yourself shaking. The room starts to blur. You feel your muscles locking up. And as you collapse, you start to feel your body shifting back into Hamid. The last one's going to hit you for good measure.
Yep. Double tap. This is more like quadruple tap at the moment.
Does that drop your wisdom down or your wits down also?
Yes.
And the room blanks out. You wake up. It's unclear how long it's been. Your skin feels numb all over. and you find it hard to move. You find it hard to open your eyes as you hear a door open up, and you hear a young woman going, "Hi, could I get your name, please? There was someone who was attacking the area, and it looks like they got you. And so you're in the hospital now, and we want to know who you are so we can look for medical records." It's difficult to focus.
I'll lie there as if I didn't hear her.
Sir, we really need your name. We don't want to give you anything you're allergic to. Please, you can trust me.
I guess in my state, I will mutter...
That was her expressions are all successes.
Oh, okay. Do I need to roll... Well, I'm feeling woozy.
You'll need to roll wits at a -3 plus empathy, difficulty 6.
You know what? I'll just let it pass.
Okay.
I'll ask, why should I trust you?
Sir, I'm a doctor.
Help me open my eyes so I can see you.
She kind of opens your eyes. She's almost a black blur, but you see the light turn on. She goes, "Pupils are starting to dilate. You must have taken a real knock to the head. It's frankly a wonder there's no damage to the tissue."
I'll ask, where am I?
You're in a hospital here in Boulder, Colorado.
Okay. Not from Colorado, not really. And I'll say I'm not from Colorado.
Oh, where are you from?
And I'll say I'm from up north near Canada.
Near Canada. She's starting to really endear herself to you. You're kind of getting glimmers of her. She looks kind of young, but you can't really discern anything beyond that. Your skin still feels prickly, and she goes, "Can I get a name? You don't have it doesn't look like you have a concussion."
I'll say my name is Mark.
"Hi, Mark. My name is Dr. Jillian Appleton. And we're here to help you."
I'll say I hope so.
"You'll have your first session with me tomorrow." As the feeling starts to return to you and you feel something cold around your wrists.
I want to see what's around my wrists.
You can't. Your head, you can turn a little bit. As you start to, she goes, "Oh, these, I'm sorry. It's just sufferers of GLS tend to act very rashly." She lifts up the blanket and you see the silver handcuffs around your wrists.
Ooh.
"I want to trust you, Mark. And I hope with time you can trust me and we won't need these anymore."
I'll lay there and look at her and just kind of give just a silent consent, I guess.
"Okay. You get some rest, okay? We'll get some nutritional food in here soon. The nurses will feed you. It's just something we have to do with someone who suffers from your condition."
Condition?
It's always hardest to try and explain it. And you're so young, so you might even be just experiencing some of the symptoms. You suffer from what we like to call GLS1H. It's a genetic mutation that is found in a very small percentage of the population. This genetic mutation also makes you prone to fits of anger and violence. Have you experienced anything like that before, Mark?
Of course.
Okay.
Anybody has.
No, not the same, Mark. See, your normal is significantly higher than the rest of the population, and it makes you a danger to yourself and others, as you are able to gain incredible physical attributes, but at the expense of your self-control. And this causes you to become a murderer.
I guess I'll have flashbacks of the campsite and whatever visions I had in the Umbra of me slaughtering those campers, and I'll just kind of turn away from her and I'll just kind of try to ignore her.
Judging by how you acted, I think you understand what I'm trying to say. We'll have a session tomorrow. We will try and get some family history. And after that, we're going to run some tests.
I'll just shake my head in agreement.
Okay. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated, Mark. If you help us, we can help a whole slew of people. And we can prevent GLS from showing up in the population.
And I will just say, I'm sure what you think you're doing, you think is right. And I can't fault you for that. And I'll just go silent.
Okay. I'll see you tomorrow, Mark. As you lie there, you feel kind of the hunger pangs starting to form just in time as a nurse shows up with this kind of nutritional gunk going. As the nurse, he's just kind of there going, hey, dinner time.
What is that?
Basic nutrition's got your protein, your carbohydrates, your fat. I know it doesn't look appealing, but you know what? I add a little salt in for you as he whispers it to you, like pretending to whisper, just so it's got the right amount of kick. You know what I'm saying?
Let me guess. Tastes like chicken.
Oh, no, you wish. Kind of like a mix between porridge and meatloaf, if I'm going to be honest with you. Open up.
Okay. I'll hesitantly but slowly open my mouth.
That was the perfect description of what this tasted like.
Oh, jeez. I'll try to hold it down, and I'll make sure to visibly go,
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. Look, it's to help with the tests. They want you to be functioning optimally.
Could I maybe get some water?
Yeah, of course. As he gets you a glass. Here you go, man. As he kind of gets it to your lips and...
Thank you. I'll take some sips. And I'll smack my lips a bit. What's your name?
I'm Trevor.
Oh, it's nice to meet you, Trevor. My name's Mark.
Nice to meet you, Mark.
So, have you done work with a doctor before?
Yeah. We've... DNA's been specializing in people who've been suffering from GLS.
I find this really funny.
What?
I remember when I was younger, I wanted to become an EMT.
Hey, there's still time. These guys do amazing work. Cutting edge on biotechnology and genetic engineering.
I'd imagine so. So are you a nurse or are you a tech?
I'm a nurse. I always like the personal touch.
Okay, I appreciate that. Tell me, can you reveal anything about the tests tomorrow?
I know that they're going to do a biopsy. Usually it hurts, but from what I understand, people with GLS are able to patch up pretty quick.
Definitely a perk. Tell me, so what brought you to work here?
I wanted to help people. This is the best way.
I want to help people too.
Cool. Then just work with Dr. Appleton, and you're going to help a lot of people out. Once they figure out the GLS problem, DNA is going to have so much genetic stuff, they'll be able to cure, sickle cell anemia, all kinds of birth defects, autoimmune disorders.
Is there any way, is there any way I could do like a perception enigma or an intelligent enigma to try to get like a feel of the place, like through just audio because we're just talking?
Not really. That seems like a stretch.
All right, because I'd imagine my vision is still pretty blurry.
Yeah, it's starting to come back though.
Okay.
Trevor seems like a nice guy. He's fairly tall, not nearly as tall as you, but he seems almost looming simply because of, the position of you on the bed. He's got dusty brown hair, kind blue eyes, and a clean-shaven look. Pretty broad-shouldered, too. Looks like he works out on occasion.
Well, thank you very much, Trevor.
Yeah, hey, I got other patients, okay?
No, no problem.
I'll
Hey,
get back. Oh, go ahead.
is it just you as a nurse, or are there any others?
No, we've got several others.
Well, I'm sure it would be nice to meet them, and I definitely want to prove that this is under control.
Okay. As he kind of takes his tray, he smiles at you, starts heading out.
I'll just kind of give like a snort laugh, and kind of smile, and just sit there. And I wanna give a good look around of my room, and how I'm strapped to the bed.
Sure. You finally get a good look in the room. You notice that the handcuffs are fairly tight, which means that if you shift, your bones are going to grow into the edges of the silver.
Okay. What are the handcuffs attached to?
They're attached to the bed, which is a single solid piece.
Okay.
Above you are security cameras. There's at least 4. Looking around, you then notice that there are no windows. There is no mirror. The toilet...
This all sounds familiar, just from work.
There is no mirror. There is a sink, but you do notice that the sink is using material that purposefully does not cast a reflection. There is a toilet in the corner. You're likely going to assume the same, though beneath you right now is a bedpan for the night.
Okay.
Looking over, there is a 2-way glass with silver razor mesh in between the 2 panels of bulletproof glass. And it is small, so a Krynos could not crawl out of it.
Okay.
The door seems to be made of reinforced steel, if not titanium alloy. It is electronic and slides in and out of the walls, which means that there are no weak point hinges. What you can gather from this is that these people are experts in containing Krynos.
Containing Krynos.
Or werewolves in general.
Werewolves in general.
I mean, given that they have purposefully obfuscated all reflective surfaces.
Definitely.
In fact, you even notice that the light is a specific kind of like dimmish light so that it does not allow you to cast a reflection in the glass.
Ah. Clever. Dang it. Ah.
And even if you tried, this is going to be a hard place to step sideways out of. There's so much technology here. The gauntlet is thick. The only reason you were able to slip away so easily last time is because Bear gave so much of its life energy to let you pass through.
Okay. So... Alright. So when it comes to communing with spirits, does there need to be an actual verbation of my words, or could it be mental?
It has to be verbation.
That does make sense. It is spirit speech, not spirit thought. Not spirit thought.
Yeah, and it's the ability to hear their vocalizations.
Okay.
On top of that, you'd have to try and draw them through this side of the gauntlet.
Oh, yeah. Well, let me give a look here. Yeah, it kind of just seems like I gotta play nice.
Looks that way.
Yeah, appears that way. As of now, it's still night 1. Alright, we'll just get some sleep. I will try to ponder upon better things. The Great Lake Superior, home, my pack.
Okay. You spend some time thinking. You think of home. You sleep for a little bit. That kind of thing. When the next morning comes, it's a different nurse. 2 nurses, actually. Going, patient 23, your food is here. Please lift your head.
Oh, okay. I'll lift my head.
Open your mouth, please.
Will do. And I'll just open my mouth.
as she starts spooning in the nutritional mush.
I see the chef's seasoning isn't on this batch this time.
That is correct. We don't want to bring your salt too high. That's bad for your heart rate for the tests.
Oh, that certainly does make sense. Don't want too much sodium.
Correct.
And I'll just continue to eat. Is there a reason why you call me Patient 24? I've given my name.
Yes, I'm trying to keep it professional. Patient 24.
Oh no. That makes sense. I remember reading something about that in some medical book back in school.
I'm glad you understand. All right,
Of
let's
course.
go. The guards will begin to take you into your meeting room. Please do not resist. I am here to inform you that they are armed with the darts that will tranquilize you, but if they have to, they will use lethal force to prevent an escape. They are equipped with silver nitrate bullets as a last resort. If you kill anyone, all security will be informed, thanks to the security cameras, and it will be to put you down on sight. Do you understand?
I do. Thank you for telling me.
It is better that you are informed so that you don't try and escape now.
Well, I'm in no position to fight, but I am in a position to talk.
All right. As she turns away coldly and goes, come on, let's go. See, that's how you have to, as you just hear her in the distance, that's how you have to talk to them. They'll try and get under your skin and try and convince you that they're human, but I have seen them rip the arms off of a security guard before.
And I'll just stand up. I'd imagine I have my silver cuffs on.
Yeah, so you're sitting up, kind of.
Okay. So how tall are these security guards?
These security guards come in. They're about 6. One is about 5'11". The other one's about 6 foot.
Okay. Still nice to know I tower over people. I like that. So am I guess I imagine I'm wearing like scrubs, some sort of like patient scrubs.
You are wearing scrubs.
I'm surprised I find some that fit. And I'll just stand up and I'll go, lead the way, gentlemen.
Patient 24, as they unlock you from the bed, and as the door slides open, you start moving through as you see several windows here. Most of them are not illuminated, but 2 do have lights on. It seems like you're not the only one here.
While we're walking, I want to try to just not really evidently look in, but just kind of see if I can just catch a peek with my eye. Just a quick flick.
Let's do a perception larceny, since you're trying to be subtle about it.
Yep. All right, perception. So we're only going to do... Of all the things, larceny. Jeez. That definitely threw me through a loop, so nice. Awesome. So I got nothing in larceny, so it's going to have to be 3 for perception. And then what's the difficulty?
6.
Difficulty 6. Alrighty. Gaia, be with me. Ooh! Ooh!
No.
No.
It looks like Cora's here.
Ooh. Okay. I'm given that this is a botched roll.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It is a botched roll.
Yep. I'm gonna stay calm. It's a botched roll. I'm gonna get nervous and anxious, but I'm gonna repeat to myself mentally, I didn't get a good look. It could have been anybody. I was just thinking about them last night. Kind of stuff like that.
So they take you into a small little convenient room as they put you down and they handcuff you down to the table. The doctor will be here in momentarily.
And I'll just nod my head.
After only a few minutes of waiting, the doctor appears with 2 guards, each one carrying a gun. She sits down with a file. Hi, Mark.
Oh, Dr. Applegate it was?
Appleton?
Appleton. I apologize.
Of course, that's perfectly fine. Mark, I have another question for you. If you don't mind. Do you have a surname we can use? A first name is fine, but we still need to get into your medical records.
Well, of course. Bishop.
Mark Bishop. Perfect, Mark. So, it's time to go through some of our standard questions, okay?
Okay. Different from last night?
Yes. I'm trying to build a family history. There are more people who are what we call carriers. And we'd like to identify them, because if we can also perform gene therapy on the carriers, then those who express the disease, such as yourself, will no longer be born.
Well, I don't know much about my biological parents. See, I was adopted.
Okay. Who were your adoptive parents then?
Catherine Bishop and Frank Bishop.
All right, Catherine and Frank Bishop. Do you know what adoption agency they went through?
Well, quite frankly, they didn't really talk about it.
Okay.
They told me I was adopted, and it was a willing thing. Just they told me my folks couldn't afford me anymore, so.
That's always difficult to hear, but it sounds like you took it quite well.
I tried.
This is going to be another tough question, Mark. Are your parents still alive?
I don't know.
No,
honestly.
your adopted parents.
Oh, I see what you mean. I've been traveling, honestly, by myself. I've had some other kin and friends of the family take me in.
Kin? What do you mean by kin? I've heard that term used before.
Oh, it's something we use up north.
No, of course. The reason I was asking is because we do know that some sufferers of GLS have, for lack of better words, went berserk and murdered their family.
I will put my hands down. Well, my hands have been down, pretty much. I'll look around the room, I guess.
Okay.
Like, not like a long scene of me looking around the room, but just like a gauge.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, Mark. Did that trip a nerve?
You seem to know more than you're letting on, Doctor.
I just know a little bit. These are trends that we have found in our subjects.
Well, if it's a trend, then there's always exceptions to trends.
Exactly, which is why we ask every single patient we get. We want to make sure that this feels personal. We want you to know that we care about your treatment and how to make you feel better.
Well, my adoptive parents didn't really talk much about my old folks, I guess. So they always kind of kept me in the dark about it. Always just kept me out in the field.
Okay.
Every time I try to ask, I just get dodgy question.
So would you say then that your adopted parents knew who your real parents were? And more importantly, that your real parents were sufferers of GLS?
Could be.
Okay.
Again, I'm only 15.
No, I understand. You're a young boy. So, what state were your adopted parents in then? You said up north. Can we get more specific?
Okay, pause.
Okay.
Shit. Well, since I got handed off between family members a bunch, I kind of did a lot of traveling north, kind of up in Canada, Minnesota, Wisconsin region, sometimes Michigan. And
Okay.
no traveling boy, pretty much.
That's good. We've got states now. Can you tell me what towns in Canada, Wisconsin, Michigan? She gives a sweet smile.
Okay, so I would have imagined that Mark might have gotten some, like, initiates get some sort of, like, training or something about
Yes.
ways to give them the answers and let them hear what they want to hear, but not truly give them the answer.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
What do I need? Like, because I'd imagine that, like, there's, like, fake town names or something, or, like, little podunk towns that probably wouldn't even...
Let's do intelligence enigmas.
Okay.
To craft your little riddle.
Okay.
Difficulty 6.
Okay. Gaia be with me.
Gaia is with you. Thank you, Mark. That's very helpful. Do you mind if we shift gears a little bit?
Oh, of course not. Like I made a comment before, I'm not really in a position to fight, but I am in a position to talk.
It's a good way of thinking about it, Mark. This is going to be a tough one. And I understand that you could get emotional, but try and relax. Otherwise, these men may have to act. Do you understand me?
I understand.
Good. Have you ever murdered someone?
Flashbacks of the campsite happen once again. Visions of the Umbra mixing with the reality that occurred. My pack, visions of the pack pointing and angrily screaming at me. Stuff like that. From the Umbra. Can't tell the difference. And I guess I kind of take a big deep breath and kind of hold it in a bit and let it out. And I say, it would be difficult to tell you no.
Can I take that as a yes, then?
I have murdered, yes.
Many sufferers have. It's why we want to cure you.
Well, that's a discussion for a different time.
Why a different time?
Like I said, I'm in a position to talk.
Then talk.
And
why is that a discussion for a different time? Why? I understand avoiding your murders is a defense mechanism to come to grips with the fact that your disease has hurt other people, but not necessarily hurt you. Is that what it is?
Mark will kind of just put his elbows on the table and just kind of put his forehead on one palm, kind of, resting his head on one upright arm, the other just resting on the. Actually, no, I can't do that because I'm cuffed, aren't I?
Yeah.
All right, I'm cuffed, so I'll just kind of lean in a bit and just kind of put a good chunk of my upper torso weight on the table, I guess, to try to relax, I guess.
Okay.
And then I'll just let out a sigh and go, definitely a con of what I've been given. It's understandable that it's frightening when something like this loses control.
Yes. But now, that's the next question. Mark, have you ever killed someone even while you were fully in control?
Have I?
You have killed Pentex people.
I have killed Pentex people. Yes, during my rites.
And when you first met the group.
And when I first met the group, yep.
Have you, Mark?
To say that's murder when they were coming after me.
Were they coming after you because you were a tall, monstrous creature releasing pheromones that make people lose their minds? You seem to be quite good at rationalizing your choice in murder.
You certainly have me in a corner.
Did your adoptive parents teach you that murder was alright? Or were you taken in by... Go ahead.
There is no fault to think that it was murder in some aspects.
In some aspects. Once again, you're deflecting, Mark. You murdered people. You murdered people using your disease, and whatever it was, your adoptive parents or other GLS sufferers had taught you that murder is all right. Can you see why this disease is so dangerous? Not only does it affect your body and make your anger uncontrollable, it makes you think it's okay to kill people because you have the physical strength to do so.
I don't think it's okay to kill people.
Then why did you choose to kill them?
Would you not want to defend yourself?
You have such strength. Why didn't you run? I know that you can turn into a wolf, Mark, and a wolf runs quite quickly, and it can hide. Why did you choose to become that monstrous form and murder people?
Could you ask me other questions, please?
Why do you think it's okay to murder people, Mark?
Certainly not okay to murder someone. But then again, dang, I was not prepared for this. Fuck! Fuck! Need more coffee. Because this is like this freaking don't break the fucking veil. Like, shit like that. But this is kind of like that. I think we're stumbling upon like a Children of Gaia conundrum. Like, it's... This person is very understanding. This person has clearly been studying this for a long time. Like, there's a rationale to this. She knows what I am, clearly. But the question is, does she know why I am?
You'll have to feel that one out on your own.
Yeah, it's kind of like somewhere in the back room, there's like a judge of doom. You've backed me in a corner.
I want an answer.
Doctor.
Even if you're in the corner, I want an answer, Mark. Why do you think it's okay to murder people? You have said that murder is not okay, yet you have the power to flee from those who would do you harm. I have seen how strong the hybrid form is. Why do you think it is all right to murder people, even if you claim it's in self-defense, when you, Mark Bishop, have the power to escape?
I'll just take my arms from the table, place them in my lap, and I'll sit up straight in the chair that I was provided. And I'll go and I'll say, of course, I don't think killing people is okay. Of course I don't. But, Doctor, say you only know a little. Well, it's just gonna have to stay that way.
Then I'm afraid you're going to have to stay here for a lot longer. We're going to take you back to your room now. We'll start lab tests soon after. We'll have another session in 3 days.
Okay. No problem, Doctor. And I'll just place my hands on the table, just passively, like I'm ready to go.
Okay. I'll see you in 3 days, Mark. So you're taken back to your room. When they take you in for the tests, they place the anesthetic on your face, but you still feel it, the drill kind of going in as they hold you there, and they go, bone marrow now. Actually, we're curious, as they start to like electroshock you a couple times to provoke a reaction. Could I get a rage roll?
Certainly. Now, remind me how these work again, because something about
roll
succeeding sucks.
Yeah, in a frenzy roll. So I need you to roll either permanent or temporary, whichever is higher. These extra electroshocks have given you an extra point of rage.
Okay. It would be my permanent, which only is 4.
Okay, that's enough. And I'm going to check what the moon phase is, because that will determine your difficulty. Difficulty 5, please.
Difficulty 5. Okay. Guy, be with me. 1.
You just get a twitch and a little frenzy-ish, but you're able to control it as your legs kind of beef out. To glabber real quick, before you quickly change back, you feel the needle going directly into your bone marrow and pulling. Okay. The pain is excruciating, and you can gain another point of rage.
Can I use temporary willpower to pretty much try to get me into a cathartic state, I guess?
How do you mean?
Like, have you ever heard of those procedures of instead of using anesthetic because they're allergic to all kinds of various forms of anesthetic and they have to use like hypnosis?
Mm-hmm. No, but I will allow you to do a Wits Enigmas roll, difficulty 8, for every success you roll. Only on the one time. You will add to the difficulty of your frenzy roll.
Okay. So pretty much I'm trying to avoid gaining rage.
Yeah. Well, this will make the frenzying more difficult, but the rage is an emotional spike. It's almost impossible not to get rage.
Okay.
So, but this will make the frenzying harder.
Okay, I can't spend a willpower.
No, but what you can do is spend like I said, make a Wits Enigmas roll to make the frenzy roll more difficult.
Okay, cool. Just trying to explore options here.
No, that's fair.
I stare at the sheet sometimes, and I'm like, oh, those two together make sense. Oh, those two together make sense.
No, that's fair.
You know what I mean?
But you can spend a point of willpower to gain an automatic success on this roll.
I would like to do that.
Okay, do that, and then make the roll.
Okay. So, Control V, Wits Enigmas, which 7 dice.
Difficulty 8.
Difficulty 8. I get 1 success already, so it's already +1. Can I add +1 to the 10?
No. Oh, yeah, you
Okay.
can. You can do that,
Okay.
I believe.
Okay.
I think that works. We'll
Plus-
find out.
Yeah, +1. 4 successes.
4 successes. Yep. So that'd be +4, so it's difficulty 9 to frenzy.
Okay.
So basically impossible. They kind of
Awesome.
pull up and they go, all right, that was good, Mark. That was good. I'm going to take you back to your room.
Okay. Do I see who it is? Is it like Trevor? Is it the nurse that...
No, these are the same kind of guards, and you see a tech behind. It's a different doctor.
Okay. Who's closest to me?
The security guards.
The security guards? So, like, how close? Because, like, I'm not trying to get, like, physical. I'm not trying to do something. It's kind of like, oh, hey, good job. And it's like, hey, thanks. Like, hey, like, what are your names? Like, are you the same security guards that have been, like, dragging me around?
Got it.
Kind of
These
stuff
are
like
the
that?
same. Yeah, these are the same ones. They're about 2 feet away from you.
Okay. And it's like, I'll go, it's understandable if you can't answer me, but could I at least get your first names?
Sorry, kid. As the one starts to unstrap you. Rather not.
No problem. I'll turn to the big one, and I'll call you Big. And then I'll turn to you. I'll turn to the other one that's not so big, and I'll turn to him and go, I'll call you Big number 2.
Sure. Let's go back to your room.
Okay, Big number 2.
The cycle continues as you're brought into another day. You're held in a tank with an oxygen mask on as they're holding you there, as they seem to be trying to provoke something, as your skin feels almost itchy
Okay.
in this liquid. As you actually see the fur of a full Krynos form on your arms, though nothing else, as you see them doing research and seeming to be taking samples of you.
Okay. Oh, quick question. Did I get a rage from the last one?
Yes.
Alrighty, cool. Awesome. Well, not awesome, but
Yeah.
numbers
yeah.
are sorted. Awesome.
Your arms are full Krynos fur with no Krynos muscle, as the fur kind of spreads all over you.
Okay.
As you see them, as you see the doctors looking and typing away, you see them taking notes as you see the sheer fascination on their faces.
Okay, so let's see here. Because I'm definitely, another thing I'm trying to demonstrate, shoot, I should have just told you this too. Mm-hmm. Another thing I'm trying to demonstrate is that, Mark is definitely trying to be children of Gaia right now.
Yeah.
It's okay, I guess the way I need to make some sort of connection with these people is I gotta play guinea pig. I gotta just talk with them. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to demonstrate I'm human. It's just I'm trying to demonstrate that, there are some amongst us that, you clearly know there are many of us, but but there are those amongst us that don't want to rage out, that don't want to murder.
Yeah.
That actually want to talk and get some sort of common ground going.
You definitely are hitting
really
it off more with Trevor then, as he talks to you every day when he's giving you dinner.
Okay. So I'll just give him vague descriptions and really vague and not really giving stories about where I'm from.
Okay. As he's
with that,
goes,
kind of stuff like that.
Yeah, as he's like, that's cool, man. That's cool. Hey, you're doing great, though. You're one of the easiest patients I've ever had.
And I'll kind of turn to him and I'll go, well, kind of seems like you all have dealt with patients like me. And, well, it seems you guys have all kinds of precautions. And I kind of wave, try to wave, and I'll kind of I'd imagine I'm in handcuffs. Mm-hmm. And am I back in my room?
You're back in your room. Actually, he's able to slide it through the door, and he's talking you through the glass now.
Okay. And I just kind of, not forcefully, but just kind of motion that I'm motioning to the room with as much movement as I can with the handcuffs. And I go, it seems that you all have precautions for them frenzying, going berserk, as you guys have said.
Yeah, there's those who go berserk. We also have other security measures, as we've had a few try and take their own lives.
Of course. Well, I'm here to show that some of us want to talk.
Oh yeah, no, I'm totally cool with you talking, man. You talking will help us cure this disease. You're not like the other ones who are delusional.
Well, I know this is something you would have to tell your doctor, of course, Appleton, but I don't see it as a disease.
You may want to tell her that yourself. She usually has an answer. She had that answer for another guy. Actually, over there, patient 21.
Well, it's nice to know at least I'm not alone here. Well, I'm not alone. You guys have been here. And you just kind of, I just kind of like smile at Trevor.
He smiles back at you and he goes, "You're a really cool kid, Mark. Really cool kid. I really hope that they help you out. A kid like you, with an attitude like this, man, you can go far in this world. You can go real far in this world. Just without this holding you back, you know?"
Well, I just want to show you guys that there can be cooperation. And I hope to show you guys that maybe it doesn't need to go away.
Sorry, man. I get what you're trying to say. I get the appeal of it. I do. Like, not getting hurt from bullets seems pretty nice, but...
Oh, trust me. And I kind of put my hands up and I go, I know I'm not human.
Mark, don't be silly. You're human. You're just suffering from a genetic defect.
Trevor, you're cool. Thanks so much.
Yeah, sure. Look, don't ever convince yourself you're not human, alright? That's the first step to doing some real evil shit.
Oh, trust me. I try not to do evil.
Just remember you're human, bud. Alright? You're just like me. You bleed like me. You just have something funky with your DNA.
And I'll just kind of give another kind of snort laugh and just a smile, and I'll just kind of close my eyes and kind of be enveloped by the light, I guess.
Okay. It's your next session with Dr. Appleton.
Could I get some water?
Sure, Mark. We'll get you some water in just a few, okay? After the session. Oh. We want to make sure that you're well supervised while drinking. You understand?
Oh, of course.
Anyway, Trevor tells me that you don't think you're human. Do you want to explain?
I guess I could answer that with a question. Would you mind?
Sure. I would gladly try and answer your question.
And I'll look at her, and I'll look at the two security guards, big number 2. Not in non-threatening, not in a... It's just inquisitive. What makes you think I am human?
DNA tests. We've run them. You have human DNA. We've also seen that when you're knocked out, you revert to a human form.
And is that all you know?
That's all we really need to know. We've gained some genetic clues on where GLS comes from, but we're still doing more research. We also know that GLS is the reason for the werewolf myth. So the myths pointed to a kind of truth.
Mark has memories of the time they traveled to the wizard's dimension, pretty much.
Okay.
And thinking of all the crazy werewolf stuff that happened, all the crazy magical stuff that happens, it's kind of the reaffirmation that, like, oh, Doctor, you just don't know.
I think I know
and,
quite a
like,
bit, Mark.
I don't say that.
Oh, okay.
I don't say that. Yeah. I need to specify. I don't say that. That's kind of like the thought he has.
Okay.
And he just kind of sniffs and he says, "Certainly, a lot of myths have a basis in reality."
And so that's what we know about you and GLS. Why do you think you're not human?
I'll kind of lean back, think, and say, perhaps maybe too absolute of a statement. Clearly, as you've told me, I have human DNA.
Let me ask something else. We've observed that sufferers from GLS from field experiments court humans. If you can breed with humans, scientifically, that means you're human. That's
True.
how biology works.
It is. It certainly is. But you say this is an explanation for werewolf myth. Well, if it's been going so far back this long, wouldn't it be more correct to say that we are other humans?
No, not at all. Throughout human history, those who suffered from terrible diseases thought of themselves as different. Lepers thought the same things about themselves. Mark, I don't know what these kin, as you put it, of yours said, or if you met any other GLS recipients. I will assume you know other sufferers, as you all seem to move around in groups, but there is nothing special about you. You have a disease. That's it. That is not special. That is an accident of biology and of random mutation. There is nothing mythical about you. You are a person who has been forced delusions by people who should know better. I can't blame you because you are young and you were fed this, excuse my language, frankly, bullshit since you were a child.
Can I get a perception occult roll?
For?
There's something about this doctor.
You can do that.
Because Mark is mentally taking note of how many times she's playing her hand. Alright, difficulty...
Go 7.
Alright.
You're not really picking up anything supernatural from her. And what she's saying seem like attempted scientific explanations of what little Garou culture she's been told.
Certainly there, as you said, groups of us. You've observed this. It cannot be denied. Many of us come from many different backgrounds, from many different teachings and upbringings. And certainly I am not absolved from fault here, as our previous conversation, Doctor. But from what I was taught, and what I mourn from breaking, from taking the lives from those people, is that I should do no harm to any creature on this planet.
No harm.
No harm.
And how do you rationalize that with what you admit is murder by choice?
Again, this is something you have to know little about.
I'm trying to learn. Make me understand.
I sit here now desperately wanting to tell you. And I'll kind of lean in passively, non-threateningly, but I just can't.
Why can't you? Are you afraid? Are you afraid of what the others will do? Do you understand how crazy that sounds?
It's not what the others I'm afraid of, for I do not fear what they will do. It's what I'm afraid you will do.
What are you afraid I'll do?
You know very little. You understand very little. I want to tell you, but it can't be here.
Why can't it be here?
Again, best that you know little.
Oh, Mark. I wish I could convey how absolutely disappointed I am to hear that, and how much it hurts me to do our next recommendation. Know that I don't take any pleasure in this, but our research is more important than your comfort, and I genuinely hope that you will find it in your heart to forgive me. Gentlemen, take him back to his room. We'll schedule him for experiment 35A, please.
I will, as I'm standing up and passing by, I will kind of pause. Hopefully the guards will notice I just want to give a passing statement to the doctor.
Okay.
And allow me such.
They do.
And I go, you are only doing what you feel is right, what you think is right, and that's for the benefit of mankind. And that is admirable. You must do what you have to do, and so must I.
I understand, patient 24.
So the disconnect. All right, let's go back.
You go back and she goes, as you're getting into your room, she taps in the glass. We'll have another session in 5 days. I hope you find yourself more open to conversation, 24. And so the next day, you are brought into a room. The glass is triple panel thick with bulletproof glass. This is the kind of stuff that they put in bomb shelters.
Okay.
The metal floor, grated floor is there, and there are vents all around. You see several scientists there with notepads at the ready as you see computers all around, and there are electrodes that have been placed on your body. You see Trevor there, who he looks in, he sees that it's you, he looks incredibly disappointed, and he turns and walks away.
I will just inhale, just take a deep breath, calm the nerves, calm the natural anxiety.
As you hear a hiss as they vent in gas.
And I just repeat a mantra in my head. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing.
You continue that mantra, but does it help? You're not sure. Roll Stamina Primal Urge, please. Difficulty 6.
Stamina Primal Urge, difficulty 6. 2.
Your left arm turns to that of a Krynos. Roll Stamina Primal Urge, difficulty 6.
2.
Your right arm turns to that of a Krynos against your will. It feels like your body's rebelling against you. Roll it again.
1.
Your left leg turns to that of Glabros. You feel the muscles expand in your leg, but you feel off kilter. One more time, or another time.
3.
Your right leg turns to that of a Hispo leg. As you are completely off kilter, you have to fall onto all fours to keep yourself up. Your body feels like an amalgamation. You feel like a puzzle. Roll it again.
3.
Your torso turns to that of a Hispo as you feel the body crunching along. Your shoulder joint doesn't feel right as the shoulder position of the Hispo meets the shoulder position of the Krynos as they're both trying to come together as you feel the sinews and muscles and bones breaking and reforming to make sense of this new body. Roll one more time, please.
5.
Your head turns to that of a wolf and is the size of your wolf head as your whole body is mismatched and in pain. It feels, as you see the electrodes taking in your data, as your muscles are trying to contort back to your natural state, but they can't. The gas isn't letting you. Your body is rebelling. It's like you're having an out-of-body experience while still experiencing every single twitch, every single pain, every single monstrous rebellion of your body.
I want... Dang. We're surrounded by Weaver shit. I can speak to spirits. I am an amalgamation of practically all the forms right now.
Yeah, you are. In fact, the only part that's not represented is Hamid.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, what to do?
In your confusion, your left arm turns into a Glabro arm as you're now once again off kilter. I need you to do dexterity, which we will use your Krynos dexterity. Difficulty 8 to keep yourself upright.
Okay. 1.
You're able to keep yourself up as you look around and you see them all taking notes. You see the flashes of the cameras turning on as they take every single moment in for their experiments. You feel an itch on your cheek, your right cheek.
Mark is going to sit down.
You sit down as it continues to itch. Your vision grows, there's no good way of saying it, wider. While you can see only in a few colors in wolf with your wolf eyes, to your right, you get the full color spectrum of your human eyes. As you look over at one of the screens, you actually see a human face forming on the right side of your head as you have 3 eyes, as it's your human face gaping and screaming out.
Pretty much what I want to portray is that I'm not fighting the transformations. I'm just trying to not lose control.
Okay. We will give you, since you steeled yourself so well last time, only 2 will drop, so you will have to make a difficulty 8 frenzy roll, please.
Okay. Let's see. So that's my permanent rage as the dice pool up against that difficulty.
Yep.
Okay.
If you get 4 successes, you frenzy.
Difficulty 8. 1.
No frenzy, but you do feel anger, like deep-seated anger boiling in your chest as you keep it under control. The gas stops and you have full control of your body again as your body tingles as it starts to shift slowly back into Hamid form.
As it slowly shifts into Hamid form, I kind of want to just crawl into a laying position and just kind of sprawl out as much as I comfortably can. Mm-hmm. And I will just have heavy pants of just... I'm pretty sure my body is absolutely racked in pain right now.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
You are at a -3 die penalty on all physical attributes except soak rolls from the sheer pain. Can I get a perception alertness? Difficulty 6, please.
Ugh.
No botch, though. You don't hear anything
No.
as the door opens. They handcuff you, and they halfway drag you back to your room. You're brought into that room the next day. They fill it up with the same sort of gas, but now you notice something differently. One of the electrodes on your body is sending electrical pulses through your arm. And you see that your arm is consistently turning into a glabro arm.
Constantly? Like consistently? Kind of
Yeah.
human glabro?
No, like it shifts from human to glabro as the gas is coming in, though you feel it wanting to stretch out into a different form. Once again, your body is racked with pain. Constant pain over and over again. This exact experiment happens every day for the next 5 days.
All 5 of those days, Mark is pretty much kind of have his arm extended out that has the electrode on it.
Uh-huh.
And he's going to be sitting kind of like...
And on different days, different electrodes go off that seem to be containing your transformation.
Okay. Like, I guess what it is Mark is trying to give like a compliant power stance. Like he's trying to focus, trying to like, make sure the pain doesn't get to him.
Mm-hmm. As you're leaving, you overhear one of the scientists going, "This one is very good. This one might be the breakthrough we asked for. Thank everything that he's compliant. We might actually find a cure." One day, you're not taken into the gas chamber. You're taken back into Dr. Appleton's discussion room. Welcome back, 24.
Doctor?
How are you feeling?
Like I've been put through a hay baler.
I know, and I am sorry, but we have learned a lot. Most subjects try and resist to the best of their abilities, and so it actually muddles up our data. We're getting so much pure data from you. Even though you're not cooperative here, I am very thankful that you're cooperative there. We're going to continue to work. we might actually find the genes that turn on shapeshifting. Isn't that exciting?
I'll kind of give a... It's like, yeah, exciting. Very confused, just physically tired, mentally tired. Not really like losing judgment, not really grasping consequences. Kind of, okay, that's cool, you know.
All right, Mark. Are you ready to talk a little more? I know you're tired, but this is important, and it is going to be very helpful to make sure that we can finally get you out of that room.
I'll try, Doctor. But please keep in mind things I can't tell you.
Do you know where other GLS sufferers congregate?
Congregate.
Come together?
We all congregate.
I know.
On Mother Earth.
Mother
with
Earth.
With Gaia.
Oh, Gaia. Is that what they taught you?
I don't know.
Tell me about Gaia.
She is everywhere. She is in me. She is in you.
So
Doctor.
she's like God or Jesus.
Simply, if it were to just be a simple bullet point, yeah, I guess. Just more tangible.
More tangible? Well, I don't know about a spirit that lives through all of us, or a Gaia that lives in me. I do know that the Earth exists, that it is a floating piece of rock that has the conditions just right for life to evolve.
Ah, yes. Life. Glorious life. And I kind of slump my head a little bit and just smile.
What do you find amusing by the word life today, Mark?
It's something I want to proliferate.
Well, you're young.
Something that... It's amazing how there's all these systems that run the world, and the only issue is that there isn't limitless resources.
That's true. Though science is definitely making us stretch out those resources.
Yes. Perhaps maybe even bring those resources back to a natural state of renewal.
Oh yes, I'm a big proponent of renewal energy myself.
Doctor, I'm glad we can agree on this.
I'm also a fan of some scientists up in Canada. They're able to pull carbon directly from the atmosphere and recreate gas so that we can keep the carbon at the same levels as they've been.
Oh, that's wonderful. It's so great to see life trying to beget life.
Oh, I don't know about that. Science just sees a problem and it solves it. I don't know if there's anything more to it than that. It's just people who are motivated to fix problems.
I'll look at I'll raise my eyes and I'll just make eye contact with the doctor and I'll go, this job requires you to be a very rational person, doesn't it?
Yes, but I've always thought of myself as a very rational person.
Have you ever given thought to good emotion and spirit?
Well, I've experienced plenty of good emotion, but I've never put much stock in anything like spirit.
Have you ever just taken a walk and just felt you were right where you needed to be?
No, I don't know about that. I've had plenty of beautiful nature walks. It's one of the appeals of the office being here in Boulder. But thinking that I was exactly where I needed to be, I don't think so. I've always thought that I needed to move forward. If someone stagnates, nothing gets better, nothing continues. What we should be striving for is making everything more efficient, and so I've never actually felt that way. I guess the closest thing I felt is at this position, but that's simply because it allows me to move the human race forward. When have you felt that way, 24?
I'll kind of look up nostalgically and I'll think of the vast umbral plains, the multitude of colors, the visualizations of colors that are impossible to describe, the feeling of controlled chaos. Mark says, there's a place that I've gone to that is almost divine. Certainly beautiful.
Does this place have a name?
I couldn't rightly tell you.
It sounds
Probably
like it
just some forest somewhere in some national park I've been to. And I hope you understand I didn't say anything about the Umbra, right?
Yeah,
I was
okay,
cool. Like it's like, wait, why can I hear myself? Oh no, I'm talking out loud. No.
It sounds lovely. And it sounds like it made you feel at peace, which is good. I know that many GLS sufferers rarely find moments of peace. They're always so angry. Even I can feel the anger radiating off of you, Mark. It doesn't bother me.
Certainly is an unpleasant side effect, but considering you're an expert in this, I'd imagine you're used to it.
I am. The drugs also help prevent the pheromones from getting to me.
Well, trust me. There's some of us that want to talk. There's some of us that don't want this curse of rage anymore. But we want to keep our gift.
Why?
For life.
What kind of life? We've already covered that you become murderers when you take on this, when this disease expresses itself.
So I've been taught I need to help everybody.
How are you going to help people by murdering them?
And now you see my conundrum.
No, I don't. I see that you're someone who has lofty ambitions and some sort of pseudo-religion, as I have explained, that does form around these kinds of diseases. You want to justify why you murdered those people, or justify why you want to have this feeling of power over people. It sounds like, to me, Mark...
Doctor.
Yes?
Say I hold this power over people. Not once have I tried to escape. Not once have I tried to use this power over you. Regrettably, I have on others in the past. It upsets me. What if I were to tell you that it's not just physical?
How do you mean?
Perhaps a demonstration?
Very well.
I'll turn to big number one. Pretty much big. There we go. Hey, big. I kind of got some questions I got to ask you.
He just stares at you.
You seem pretty professional. I'd imagine you keep your firearms up to date, well maintained. Make sure no jams ever occur.
He just stares at you.
What if I were to give you an opportunity? Choose a weapon of yours and test it. Not on me or anything, just to see that it works. And then try to use it on me.
The doctor simply goes, no. Nice try. Your kind tend to get suicidal in these places.
Oh no, I'm not trying to kill myself. I want to show that by simply snapping my fingers, I can jam his weapon.
You can give it a try. Do you have the darts? Yeah. Aim for his leg. Tell us when you're ready, Mark.
Okay.
And roll willpower, difficulty 7.
Okay. 2.
Click, click. We're used to sufferers like you having some sort of mass hypnosis.
Mass hypnosis?
Yes, we've seen one of you hypnotize himself into believing he couldn't be seen, and thus created a mass hysteria. That's why we've had to remove reflective surfaces. This is the same thing. You've hypnotized us into thinking that gun can't fire.
Well, certainly. That's a perfectly plausible explanation.
That was a cute trick, 24, but it is something we have seen before. We're going to take you back to your room now. We have more tests tomorrow.
Okay.
And you are taken back to your room, and you will be taken to
I'll kind of
start
kind of lightly whistling, but I want this whistling to get like the attention of Weaver spirits.
Okay.
And see if I could get some Weaver spirits to just hang around my cell. Just nothing much. Just kind of like, oh hey guys, I could talk to you. Like, come hang out here. It's cool.
How would you talk to them across the gauntlet?
Across the gauntlet?
They're in the Umbra.
They're in the Umbra.
How are you going to reach across the gauntlet from the physical world into the Umbra? The gauntlet is the thing that prevents you from
separates.
Yeah,
prevents. Not necessarily I want them to come through the gauntlet. So I do have the right of summoning.
Yes, you would have to do something like that.
Yeah. So okay, so how about I'm sure there's some way I could still perform the rite even while restrained.
Well, you're no longer restrained on the bed.
I'm no longer restrained on the bed?
That was only for the first few nights. They let you walk around. It's just that your room is very cramped. Like it's like a 7 by 7 foot room.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is Mark's going to start like kind of walking around just a little bit, not necessarily looking anywhere. He's just kind of walking around, kind of more like, well, I might as well just walk around kind of physicality to him, just his body language. And he'll start just kind of doing squats, kind of like stretching. He'll kind of say aloud to himself, it's like, those electrodes hurt. And then I'll kind of say to myself out loud, well, Mark will rather kind of say, well, I'm sure they're not going to give me a gym, so I might as well do some calisthenics. And I'll start out with some push-ups.
Okay.
And then when I get from the push-ups, I'll kind of look around the room as if I'm trying to gauge if I could get a little bit of cardio in. And I'll start like walking around, but in my walking around, I'm trying to like make like I'm scraping like my foot, not like I'm just kind of dragging my foot as I'm doing this, and I'm trying to make like Garou symbols just through my walking around and whatnot, trying to perform that rite of summoning.
I will give you a bonus die. It is so the first part of this is you have to roll your Gnosis, difficulty 9.
Okay.
To reach across the gauntlet, because it's a science lab.
Yep. Guy, be with me. No!
Guy was not with you.
Guy was not with me.
You try. You keep going. Almost to the point where your foot starts getting numb.
Like, and then I'll just switch. I'll go to like sit-ups. And then I'll kind of knock on the door. And I'll go, hey, can I get some water?
As you hear one of them going, yeah, we'll get you some water.
Cool, thanks, man.
They get you some water in a plastic cup, but
of course,
it looks like you're going to be here a while. Entrapped you are.
No problem.
At least until Fomori's Bane shows up, hopefully.
So pretty much, I want to end with kind of this is Mark's plan now. What he's going to do is he's just going to sit tight, and during his workouts, he's going to try to repeat it, but not try to make it like where, wow, this is like a pattern we see on the cameras, kind of stuff like that. He's doing the exact same thing during the exact same time. Kind of stuff like that. He wants to portray it as he's just trying to, not be bored. Yeah. And he's trying to give the guys he doesn't want to seem needy. He's just trying to be cooperative. And that's why he's not asking for like, hey, can I get this? Hey, can I get this? Hey, can I get this?
But we will find out when Mark can finally summon a spirit successfully next time.
Dude.
Thank you to everyone who listened. We will catch you in our next episode. Mark will return in the main game very soon.
It's great to be back, guys. Thank you for listening. Really appreciate it. Knowing that there are people out there listening to us gives us more encouragement to do this and to do it better every time.
Like, share, subscribe, especially if you made it to however long this is going to be.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye, guys.